Hey, how you doing? Not really growing stuff right now because it's almost December and it's really cold. You know, that's how it works. Real basic setup today, and I'm cutting off my head. I see, which is awesome. But I'm not using an external microphone today, so got to be a little close to the camera to make sure you can hear me, and you probably can't anyway. But we'll see how it goes, I guess. I wanted to wrap up some things for the season that I started and didn't finish, or at least on video didn't finish. Give you little conclusions, I guess. It's going to be sort of a haphazard, scatological sort of video, going to be all over the place, and hopefully quick little bursts. So, Mark, be quiet and just start talking about the stuff that you got on your little cheat sheet here. All right. Yes, great production this year. Unfortunately, I didn't take a lot of video or pictures of the crops, but just a ton of paste tomatoes. The San Marzanos went really well. The Carmen peppers were delicious and plentiful. What else do we have there? Let's talk about the grafts for a minute, the tomato grafts that I did. I'll probably never do grafts again. I suppose if you were good at it and you took the time, I don't think that I'm the kind of guy that needs to do grafts with tomato plants. My yield for each plant was very poor. They were very stout though. Those plants, man, they looked really good. They just didn't produce much. And the fruit was very good as well. The tomatoes were fantastic. Just not very many of them. And just didn't really seem worth my time. So I won't be grafting again. Other people, I've seen other videos and they're just, great stuff, but not my cup of tea, I guess. Next year, I do plan on making a couple of modifications to the water area here, the nutrient and water area. I'll be putting a 3 4x4s across here, and probably 1 or 2 back here, little L shape. And then I'll be putting some shade cloth over that. Maybe building a couple of shelves so I can store some things that I need back here. Better place for my water filter. And the main thing is, hopefully it's going to let me keep my water reservoir cooler, my nutrient solution cooler back here, and my tanks, my 55-gallon drums. That's a challenge too, is keeping that water cool. As you can see here on the hoop house, at the top there, the middle 2 hoops are worn through. Now granted, I only used 4 mil plastic, but I believe that's from leaving the shade cloth over top of it for so long, and I left it over top to keep my lettuce a little bit cooler. And I really probably should have just opened the doors and see if that would have done it as opposed to the shade cloth. But I knew I needed to put new plastic on top of there anyway, but I didn't think it would be because of that. And the end there, you see, sort of poke through too. So stress points, I need to work on smoothing those out a little bit, I guess. As far as the production inside the hoop house went, really I think it went pretty well. I told you about that I had started some basil and some lettuce, lots of different lettuce types, and a couple of different basils. Only 2 of the basils came up, 5 of the lettuce came up. The basil, oh my goodness, it was, the stuff that did come up was really nice. Nice, full plants, lots of little basil leaves. It was very delicious. Thanks, by the way, to Dale Calder, who sent me those seeds for those. They were very good. I wish more germinated, though. And the lettuce seeds as well went really, really well in the cracky beds. I think I got some pictures. I probably threw them in already. Something like that. I don't know. You probably already got a bit of a glance of it, and don't mind me just walking in front of the camera like a, city man. But this is the extent of my winterizing this year. And how sad is that? I mean, I actually still have the Jasper tomato plants are still on the vine back there. I haven't even cut those off yet. I've only done a row and maybe a few there of the buckets. I'm really disappointed in myself, I got to tell you, that I've let those go. Kept waiting for the perfect weekend, and I just never found it. Let me show you this little contraption here that I made, and I made it really late in the season. I whipped it together fairly quickly. This little rectangular box at the bottom has, I think they call it hardware cloth. It's about a 1/4-inch mesh steel, and then I've tacked that to the bottom of it. And I want to use that to pour my grow stones in, rinse them out really nicely, and give them a chance to dry in there. I don't know of a better way to do that, and I'm hoping that maybe you guys have a solution on how you store them, where you store them. Do you make sure they're completely dry before you store them? Do you put them in a mesh bag? And if you did, where'd you find a mesh bag to put them in for the winter? I mean, they're certainly reusable, and I don't want to. I mean, I have 10 3-yard, I think the 3-yard bags that I purchased for these buckets. So it's a lot of these things to store, and it looks like right now I'm storing them right here for the winter, which is pretty sad and pitiful. And like I said, I'm embarrassed. So if you have any ideas on storage of grow stones, let me know. And look, I planted my garlic for next spring. Awesome. And then this will, once I get that all cleaned out, put some onions in there next spring as well. And yes, look at that. No, come here. Come on, hold on. Look at this. This is just pitiful. To give you an idea how lazy I became at the end of the season, look at all those beans still on the vine, and the vines have not been cleaned off the trellis. That's a lot of frickin' beans that are left. Now granted, I had way too many beans, ridiculous amount of beans, didn't need that many. But still, I could have cleaned them up better, given them to friends, brought them to work, whatever. You know, what can I tell you? All right, and now we're going to take a quick trip to the back. Walk along with me, will you? This is what we got going out back here. Tell you what, I'll take in a little trip. Tell you about something else until we get there. This gentleman by the name of Bill Elder, Bill TV Making is his YouTube channel, and he's been around YouTube for a long, long time. Not a gardener, mind you, but just an all-around great guy. He's back on YouTube making videos, and one of the things he always used to do was shout-outs. At the end of his video, he'd throw up 3 names or so of other YouTubers that he thought were worthy of mentioning, who didn't get the exposure that they should have. And so he promotes them on his channel. So I'm going to start doing that, hopefully, on all my videos. Most of them will be gardeners, granted, but occasionally some general content YouTube people, like Bill TV Making. We put links down there. The other person, or people actually this week I'd like to mention, are indoor hydroponics. And, oh, real quick, little cabin my buddy built to stay here for a while during a transition period. Nice little place to hang out back here. indoor hydroponics. Don't let the name fool you, as he mentioned in his latest video. It's not all indoor hydroponics. In the summer, he does outdoor soil. So, there's that. But a great guy, entertaining videos, and very fun. You should definitely check him out. The other guy is, his YouTube channel is called Fenster Farm Greenhouse, and normally he would be showing you all the different hydroponic setups he has, plus lots of grow beds inside his greenhouse and lots of stuff like that. I think it was last winter his greenhouse collapsed under a snowstorm, and he has made a series now, I think it's 1 or 2 more parts yet, of building the new greenhouse, sort of not really step-by-step exact instructions, but very helpful, so you know what you're getting into if you decide you want to put up a greenhouse by yourself, especially with very few people. So, speaking of greenhouses, I took you back here because this is where I hope to, in probably 2 or 3 years, maybe 4 years, set up a greenhouse, and maybe grow some stuff commercially. This was all strictly woods, just like over here. This is what I've cleared so far. I've got a lot of work to do. Got a lot of trees to get out of here. I was using the Jeep here as my tractor. Used it to pull logs out. Unfortunately, the transmission in the Jeep has finally given up. A nice way to put it. So I gotta get it towed to the junkyard, but and find a new tractor vehicle. Actually, I'd love to get an actual tractor, but man, those things aren't cheap. But this has been a lot of work. I started this last summer, and I've not really been concentrating too hard on it, but hard enough. It's a lot of work doing it all by yourself. I might give you a little overhead of the property so you can kind of see where it will be. But yeah, that's the plan for the future. It'll go over this way quite a ways, and yeah, should be pretty cool. And one more quick thing. I'm hoping to next year also take these 1/2-inch nutrient lines and convert it to 3/4-inch PVC to go underground here and come up with a 8-port distribution, water distribution, so that one head here will feed 4 buckets. A head here will feed 4 buckets, and another 4 over here, and that sort of thing. I think it'll keep my nutrient solution cooler, and I'm hoping that any clogs that I get will be easier to manage, to clear, and that sort of thing. Anyway, let me get down here. I don't know. You probably still can't see me, but it doesn't matter. I want to thank you for your patience with my lack of videos this year, and for all the new subscribers, I appreciate that too. I'm not sure how you're hearing about me, but I do appreciate it. Nice to see new people all the time, and especially the encouragement from a lot of you guys to get this season wrap-up video out, and yeah, get things sort of concluded for the year. You'll see some more videos probably before I start in earnest in the spring, and those will be more technical planning videos for the water distribution, and for the little water area back here with the shade cloth and stuff. So anyway, thank you so much. Have yourself a good one. See ya.